Cisco show, ladies and gentlemen. Don't touch that dial. We have a show here that's going to be helpful to you. It's going to be helpful to the community, and it's going to help make a little money for for the town that you live in. So, and it's going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about recycling. Recycling. Okay. I just want to. My guest here today, he didn't come in from Washington. He didn't come in from Harrisburg. He's homegrown, and he's a volunteer. And most likely, I think they do a lot more work than some of these guys get high pay. So I'm not going to knock anybody, but a good volunteer is in there in the grassroots. But he told me about, he wanted to talk about recycling. And I remember, I don't have the date, but the first Earth Day, when we had Norristown High School students, I was a Norristown policeman. And they said they were going to clean up the park, and and I said, okay. So I got my camera and I started taking pictures, and I'm going to just take a look at these shots. And so I don't know, each year they did something, but that first year was great. The students were behind it, and I like to know some of these kids that are in that picture now. What are you doing now? Get in touch with me. Okay. So, but what happened between the 80s, when that first Earth Day, and today? And that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about what we're doing today and what my guest here is trying to do, and getting a lot of cooperation, county, state, municipality, so, and the school district. So my friends, ladies and gentlemen, is Jim Waters. Okay. And Jim, tell me something about yourself. Now, you're an ex-pole climber for a telephone company?
For the phone company, yeah.
What phone company? You had what a
well,
telephone? Name me.
Formerly Bell Atlantic. Right now it's called Verizon. Formerly it was Bell Atlantic North, then it was Bell Atlantic South, and then it was Bell of Pennsylvania. And in the beginning it was called Bell Telephone.
Okay.
Now I had 36 years there. I went from a splicer's helper to a lineman.
What do you mean splicer? What's that?
Well, they're the guys that put the wires together to make your phones ring.
Oh, okay.
See, every phone.
Even in the middle of the night?
Oh, absolutely. This storm that we had the other day, yeah. I would have been out working there, because that was the thing. In other words, before the breakup of the Bell system, it was more intense with the lack of cell phones and whatnot to be able to call 911 or to be able to report a fire or a heart attack or a baby choking. That was extremely important. Yeah. So I felt like, well, the old story, Ma Bell. Yeah. We took care of everybody. Yeah. And, when you have that thought that you're protecting society, you were a police officer. It was the same thing,
right, Right.
We rode around fixing phones, and you rode around looking for trouble.
I remember when I started as a policeman in 1951 in Norristown. And I remember somebody would make some kind of call, threaten people, or some kind of sex talk or something, and we couldn't trace the call, and it was pretty tough, But then we able to Bell Telephone work with the Norristown police, with all police departments on being able to trace it, and that cut it out quite a bit.
The electronics
made a lot of pictures on that.
The electronics came in with the ability to access and keep records of it also,
So as a result of working for how did you get involved with this recycling?
Well,
did the phone company get involved with this kind of stuff?
Yes. Back when the mandates happened in the 80s, I think it was the later 80s, I was in charge of organizing the recycling of aluminum cans, and I was in charge of coordinating the collection of them from all the telephone company work locations and see that they were shipped off to be recycled. In fact, that's where the shirt came from. I was also responsible for certain little skits that were developed for education within the company, like when they had the Bring Your Child to Work Day. I had a little thing that went on to explain the recycling. And when that evolved and I retired, then I got hooked up with RSVP. And,
what's that?
It's Retired Volunteer Senior Program.
Oh, okay. I know they helped out over there at the Missionary Charities. They come over there and did some painting and fixing and stuff like that.
I'm on the speakers board, and because of my experience with environmental awareness, now I go into the schools and share my knowledge and experience. And I teach with videos. So
now on October the 28th,
Yes.
I'm reading from this.
Yes, sir.
October 28th, 2009, you went to council, and council, you made a little presentation about recycling, and Kathy Lawrence, who was is a council person.
She's
That's
president.
That's the Lawrence family, judges, priests, and everybody. You know?
Yes.
But she,
Yes.
I want to quote here what she said, and this is, and she says, "We have to start educating people about recycling," Lawrence said. Now, that means something. So you went before the school district, you went before municipal council, you went to the county commissioners, you went to Bradford, the Verb, you go to Hank
Zoo.
Cisco.
Then we're here with Hank Cisco, and
Yeah.
actually,
So we're here to educate, and also
Right.
let's not forget Pat Mascara, the Mascara. You know,
I talked to them
respect.
this
I had them on
morning.
a show here, and they talk about recycling. They spend a lot of money on respect for the environment. So they,
Yes.
it's Pat's daughter.
yes,
what's
Lindsay.
her name?
Lindsay.
Right, and good job. So, you know, and I'm watching this here, the earthquake in Haiti, and we're talking about different people volunteering, but they had one night of all these entertainers. You know, they all came together, and they had the power. They have the power to make more money in one day. So, the pictures I showed with the high school students there back in the 80s, the power of the youth, get this together, you know, would be something. And that is something. So we got to get these different units together and say, hey, recycling is important. It's important not only we make money, it saves lives, and it's a health hazard, whatever. So, all right, now tell me more about it now.
Well,
Tell me what you're doing.
Well, the thing is that initially I had been in the schools, and because of the articles in the paper about leftover campaign signs being left
Yeah.
around, what I wanted to do was try to create something to make a use out of those. So what I did is I cut them in half, and I used those as an example to, you know, make a poster that proclaimed the importance of recycling. And as part of that, encouraging the students, actually I'm working at Hancock right now, to
It's an elementary school
yes,
in Norristown. Right.
elementary schools is
Out on Bart Street.
where the most important education to set a foundation for understanding about
Right.
the importance. But the thing is that I had this program that I was working just with one class when this article came into the paper. So then what it did is it started evolving into including all the 6 elementary students. And when I went to the school board and asked that the superintendent would introduce me to the other 3 schools that I hadn't worked in yet. Actually, I started out 5 years ago in Marshall Street. Then last year, I went Marshall
All right,
Street.
what do you
and
tell
Pleasant.
them? What do you go to that school? What do you do? What do you say?
Well, what I have a video that was made back in 1988 when I basically started this that had to do about the storm drains being clogged. And it's a kind of a rap music video.
Storm sewers.
Yeah, the storm sewers. Well, see, here's the thing, is that when the storm drains clog, it causes flooding in the streets, that
Right.
causes issues for you, cars stalled in the street,
Right.
the police, traffic,
had
the way
it.
it is.
Right.
And 50% of that trash that's in those storm drains could be recycled.
Right.
So the idea of
And it
understanding...
becomes a health hazard too.
That too.
Stagnant water.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Well, I remember down on DeKalb Street, right below Lafayette, where the 2 bridges, and that used to flood out, you know.
Yes.
And then there's a drain. There was a sewer there, and every time there was a major rain, we had to block the street. When I was a policeman.
Right.
And nobody thought to say, wait a minute, might be something wrong with that sewer. And what they found out, somebody went down, some engineer,
Right.
that most likely was, was awake, whatever. He went down and he found that the big sewer pipe is maybe this round. Well, the cement broke and it blocked.
Right.
So there was no water going out. It was going up,
Right.
But and another thing, a hotel up there near the entrance of the turnpike in Lansdale, they were having problems there. The sewers were backing up, and you know what they found out? They found out that the people were cleaning the hotel we're getting the soap, the little pieces of soap, and throwing them in the toilet and flushing the toilet. And all that soap accumulated
up.
and backed up. So you never know. So what you got to stop, rather than start digging up everything, but start looking and see what some of the causes are.
Well, and that's the point, because if all the trash that's in the streets, a lot of it's recycling, gets in there and clogs it, then there's a problem.
Right.
And the problem affects a lot of people. And
Right.
it was, and what I do is with the environmental awareness is that I explain this to the students so that they can understand
Right.
that these type of things are important.
So when you see something that says recycle and trash, recycle. Okay.
Absolutely.
Right. Now, what's the benefits? The people, the town makes money on it, right?
Exactly. Now, my information from the county is that
I mean, you get paid for this, right? You get paid weekly, very weekly, right?
no, I do this for fun.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You get paid weekly, very weekly. I got a joke in there.
Okay, I got you. Work with me here.
Right, all right. That's my job as an ambassador. I get paid weekly, very weekly.
There you go.
I get shiboo.
We didn't even get a raise in our Social
No,
Security
raise.
this year. Well, that's
as
another
a
story.
result, of this, tell me what this.
Well, what this is,
recycling, they
what this
recycle stuff.
is this is a these are soda or juice boxes that a company takes and turns into a pencil bag. And this is an example of some of the different things that can be recycled. I mean, even if you took a Clorox bottle and cut the bottom out of it, you can use it as a scoop for your salt to sprinkle out on the sidewalk.
Right.
Or you take the bottom off of it and you have a funnel.
Right.
So there's a lot of things out there that are thrown away that could be utilized.
Right.
And what I did was, with respect to the posters and whatnot, and in fact it was in the paper, the Times Herald
Hold that
on
up.
Monday,
Let me see.
is that
That's
there's
at Main
this
and Cherry Street,
Main-
right?
yeah.
At the
parking garage. Yes,
That's empty stores out there, but you fill the front windows.
and what I did is I got permission from the county redevelopment authority to turn it into.
Is that their
That's
garage?
that's their baby, and they have given me permission to create this awareness art gallery
Right.
until they rent it out.
Right.
But this display is there right
I'd like
now.
to see a nice restaurant get in there. Get manja.
Hey, an art gallery wouldn't be bad neither.
I know, but a
you know.
little restaurant right next to it too.
But as you can see, the words and whatnot, those are cereal boxes.
Oh.
Those are cutouts from cereal boxes. And actually, this display here is on the back of a campaign sign.
Oh, okay.
And what that is that's a tribute to my mother-in-law. And what that was is they were all her get well cards and all her greeting cards that, you know how everybody keeps those great
right,
things, and and you can't get rid of them. And I have a fireplace, and my wife had finally gotten to the point where, okay, and I said, I can't do it. I can't do it. So I cut it up and I made a
got 'em
thing
stacked up
as a tribute to, and it's like there's a fan on there, right? So it says, be a fan for recycling. And there's a little angel. It was a Christmas thing. Be an angel, recycle.
yeah.
So there are all these types of things that can be portrayed there. And there's a lot of windows. There's a lot of windows.
Now, what else? Now, what else you got here?
Well,
what's this?
This is this was a flyer that went out in 2008.
I see a mascara truck
Mascara,
there, right?
yes. This is all about recycling. This has to do with the different areas that are going to be recycled, so on and so forth. And as part of this, I spoke to Mascaro's Lindsay this morning and asked if they could have this blown up so that I could put it on display
Right.
in the gallery. I will call it a recycling gallery. That's one of the things that I just asked this
Now,
morning.
here's another thing here. I'll hold this up here. Mascara. Or you want to hold this up here? Mm-hmm. It's Norristown, the heart of Montgomery County, county seat.
Right.
2008.
Right.
Recycling, Mascara Sons.
Now,
Okay.
what I've done with this is I've created this is a flyer that was actually made from cutouts of several different pamphlets, information pamphlets. And this was just approved this morning by Dave Forrest as being an informational flyer that is going to be posted in support of businesses. Now, already I've gone and spoke to Bill Caldwell at Wachovia,
Well, he's a
and he agreed to put it in. And Zumo's agreed to put it in their window. Main Changes, Doug Seiler. I'm going to go to all the business people, and it's going to be an informational thing.
Right.
So when they post this, then the customers come in, and it should attract them to look at it. And especially with the display here on Cherry and Main Street, it's really good. So that was just completed this morning. I feel very proud of that.
Right.
And as I said, the issues with the trash is that approximately 1 ton of trash is created every year. And with this mandates, they think that 35% of that trash is recyclable.
Oh, yeah?
Now, Norristown, in the article that was there, is deriving only $16,000 or $17,000. Now, according to Dave Forrest, it should be $80,000. But yet, talking to the county, Abington does $250,000, $250,000. So if you put that into the borough budget, you're going to reduce taxes.
Bring my taxes down a little bit.
You're going to improve services, and you're going to clean the streets up. And cleaning the streets up is one of the first priorities in revitalization.
Well, that's what, Frank
I have a
Rizzo.
dream.
Frank Rizzo always said as a mayor, he says, you want to have a good town, he says, have it clean and safe.
Amen. Amen. I can't say anything more.
So,
So the idea
now I
is
see this Chris Kasman, is it?
Yes, Chris
And he's the
Kasman.
Montgomery County Recycling Coordinator now. Is he cooperative?
Oh, he is tremendously
the
cooperative.
county. Well, what's the county do?
Well, the county is mandated to
Waste Management Authority of Montgomery County.
They're responsible for the education and enforcement. And the thing is that there's a void with respect to what the procedures are, which is what I'm trying to bring out with this program. And the program is going to fit in with Earth Day.
Well, does Norristown have anybody in charge?
I believe that
The county has somebody in
Right.
charge. The state has somebody in charge. Does the borough have anybody?
The borough does.
Or
I
the
don't-
municipality?
The municipality, they do. I don't know the name, but I will be working with them also.
Well, I'd like to know what all they're doing, and what their goals are. And
I believe that article of October 28th of '09 was requesting permission to hire a part-time person for, I think it was $16,000 a year to coordinate this. And whoever they hire, I will be working with them very closely.
well, but you're strictly volunteer.
Yes, sir.
Right, right.
Yes, sir.
And well, all right. Now,
Well, one of the other things
what are the other problems?
to touch on the Earth Day is that
Go
I'm a
ahead.
member of the Stony Creek Anglers, and for 23 years, like 100+ people have been getting together and taking the trash out of Stony Creek. The Stony Creek Anglers.
Well, what do they call that? The gang?
That's
Stony
the-
Creek
Stony Creek Anglers.
anglers. What do you mean
Anglers.
anglers are fishermen?
That's it. And they're clean the stream up over
Clean
the
the stream so the fish can fly. I mean, can swim.
and they turned it into a trout stream.
Hey, is this water?
Yeah, that comes right out of the Schuylkill River, and that's another thing that we're trying to protect, because our drinking water comes from the Schuylkill River. So any trash.
Schuylkill Punch.
Schuylkill Punch. And back in the days of the coal mining, when they had destroyed the river with the coal silt, they used to say it was too thick to drink and too thin to plow. Letters of argument with respect to the pollution were written with what was called Schuylkill ink. They actually took the water out of the river that was so full of coal silt and wrote letters of complaint about it. But the whole thing is to protect our drinking water. Life is too short to drink bad water.
I know.
And the Stony Creek Anglers, and like I said, I believe, I would like to look at those pictures that you had to see if there's any of the Woods brothers that were in there, that were, Chaz Wood is the president.
I got to find out
you
some
know.
of them, get a reunion of these here back.
I agree completely. Now the thing is, this ties in with Earth Day. That's going to be, it'll commence together at the Elmwood Park Zoo Earth Day celebration. The awards will be given.
When is that going to be?
April 24th. I'm
24th.
pretty sure, April 24th. I'm pretty sure
What
that's
do you mean?
it is.
What's going to happen?
Well, they're going to have, for one, they're going to have different displays about Earth Day, different ways to conserve things. like last year, they gave out little trees that you could take home and plant.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the trees are the lungs of the earth. You know, what are we going to do when we take all the trees down? They're not going to give us any oxygen. The trees breathe in what we breathe out. You know?
I remember when I was a policeman in Norristown, Pete Lewis was the athletic director, and he coordinated the safety patrols, and also I worked along with him because I was in charge of safeties and juvenile.
Lived on Selma Street.
They would have, paint up, clean up, fix up week, and he'd have the posters, and then he'd have them, and I would deliver them. I'd go to his office at Norristown High School and pick up these posters and all of the brochures and everything, and take them to each school. And then the school, the principal would distribute them to the kids, and they would take them home and give the parents
this
an opportunity.
This is very
what
similar.
The paint, and then we had a couple paint stores in Norristown before they moved out, and they donated paint, and the kids would get involved in painting different things, volunteer and all.
Right,
so they call it clean up, fix up, and paint up, fix up, clean up. You know,
I
whatever
remember
goes
those.
first. But
I remember
and it was good. The kids got involved. They liked it. They took it home. You know, some cooperated, some didn't, but it was something. See, so it's just a matter of now with all the technology, maybe we could start bringing this all back together.
I agree, and I hope to be. You know, I am so honored to be here.
Well, honored.
And,
you don't know. I'm going to charge you $100 an hour. You know,
rather have you than cheat you out of it, right?
No,
You know?
but no, actually, you know, and then when I hear that. And I hear when I had the Mascara's daughter here, she talked about how the town makes money by recycling.
That's the bottom line.
And
that's
how they have
line.
recycling. I think up in Reading they have a regular tour. You know, maybe that would be a thing to take some students there.
In my conversation, yes. In fact,
recycling thing. You know,
I would love to have
that would be great,
like an environmental talk show where similar to yours, where we could really bring this together. Because
well, you know, Norristown's only 3 square miles. We're the county seat. There's no reason why we just can't say, hey, let's make this our project. Let's make Norristown the cleanest town in the whole
well, I have
county.
a dream. I have a dream that the streets were
What are
the
you,
way
Martin
they
Luther
were.
King?
No. It's everybody has a dream. You have a dream.
Right, I have a dream.
You have a dream. I have a dream. Everybody has a dream. And the thing is to inspire these children to have a dream also.
Right.
And to inspire them to have a love for Norristown.
Right.
And I mean, how could I not? I grew up here. I graduated from here.
You graduated Norristown High School?
1963.
1963. Who was the principal?
I believe Cost.
Who?
Cost. Was it Mr.
Oh,
Cost?
Luke Cost. He used to be a teacher at
think he
Rittenhouse.
was.
He was I think he was a science teacher at Rittenhouse when I went to Rittenhouse.
Well, I kind of remember the disciplinarian, but I won't talk about.
He was a teacher, and then
Was
he became
Mr.
principal
Earl.
over here.
Mr. Earl was the one that was.
Earl was athletic director.
But he was also the disciplinarian.
Well, yeah, they had every
He
every teacher was disciplined. You get a buffats.
Well,
The
no,
Catholic schools.
he was the one that gave the paddle.
Yeah,
He was the one that gave the paddle.
That was Dr. Taylor at Rittenhouse. He had the paddle.
Well, they also had
I
it at
didn't like
Eisenhower.
that. I
But
didn't like
anyhow,
that.
they're talking about the good old
They got
days.
challenged on that, you know.
Yeah.
But I was
Wow,
a safety
that's
patrol at Rittenhouse Junior High School. I think that helped influence me to become a policeman for some reason or other.
Really?
I used to do the traffic in charge of the outside patrol, the safety patrol, and then inside, right near the auditorium when the steps coming down.
You just reminded me. I was safety patrol at Lincoln.
Lincoln
I went to
Patrol. And
Lincoln
I used to
Elementary.
never cross when the light is red. The light. I used to go in the safety patrol.
Yeah.
And we got with the safety patrols, you know, teaching the
Safety,
safeties
awareness,
right?
awareness.
And respect and obeying orders. Safety patrol obeying orders, and they're teaching other ones to obey orders, to cross at the corners, whatever.
And it's
you know.
only safety. I
So
mean, nothing's
it
worse
all
than.
gets back to
look,
basic stuff.
This
you know.
and this happened to me. I was responsible. I was a firstborn. I was responsible to make sure my brother and sister got home. My sister wouldn't listen to me. She ran across the street and got hit with a car.
Oh,
Now, basically, you know,
Yeah.
I really felt bad about that.
all right.
You know.
Well, you know, we all have our experiences, and then you know what? The half hour's over.
Oh no.
And I want to tell you
Oh,
that,
wow.
ladies and
Can I come
gentlemen.
back? Can I come back?
Ladies and gentlemen, you know, this has been a pleasure. But I'm so happy that Jim came on my show here, and we reminisced about how Norristown used to do things and how they're doing things now, you know, but it's
We can
nothing
turn it back.
different. It's just
Yeah.
getting involved. That's the
That's
whole
it. That's it.
name of the game, you
That's
know.
it. Getting
And
involved.
being aware, be aware of your environment. And when you go on the bus to Atlantic City, be aware who's around you. Don't get robbed. So be aware when you're walking around your environment that it's that trash. It's going to cause disease and fleas and whatever. You know.
Storm drains, clog, causing
Right,
flooding, wreck your car,
So,
you know.
so, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much for allowing us to come into your home. And Jim, let's have a little toast that maybe we'll get everybody's awareness and everybody will do what's right and recycle, okay?
Here's to
And
those
Pat,
that-
keep right recycling.
There's those that wish us well.
Right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, until we meet again, thanks a lot and keep bobbing and weaving. And the Norristown High School cheerleaders are going to Florida. And they're
Woo-ha.
going down there to win the national championship. Lots of luck. Keep bobbing and weaving.